I don't have enough time today to back this thing out and do any more grinding on it. As you can see, I've done quite a bit of grinding here. I've gotten the top all ground clean. That went down to metal. It had a few dents in it. I repaired the dents, hammered some of them out, and some of them had to be filled because there's a double wall construction on this thing, and I wasn't able to get to the backside to push it out. They weren't that deep, so I didn't mind filling them. I don't think they were more than like a 32nd, 16th of an inch deep, so I didn't mind filling those on this. So where I'm at right now is I had to remove the roof, the vinyl insert that was in the roof. I had to remove it so that I could get, the paint was so thick I had to be able to get to here and cut it out of here. There was a metal strip that holds the vinyl down that runs right along here, and you couldn't get up. You had to really get under it to make it right. So I removed the roof and discovered a few other things that had to be done to repair this roof surface. The roof is a piece of plexiglass that was cut and laid into the recession where the soft vinyl top used to go. It's not a bad idea. I think I like it better than chicken wire and padded foam. I will still use padded foam on it, but I think I like this better than a chicken wire support. One of the problems I had with the roof was when it was originally installed, these pieces of plywood were used as a spacer to get the plexiglass to the right height. So when they covered it with foam and put the vinyl top over it, it would have the right height and have the right look. Over the years, I've owned this car for 15 years, and I imagine this thing was built back in the 60s or 70s, but over the years, the plywood, while it has not rotted, the heat has caused the laminates to separate. And so they kind of, each one of these layers here had separated from the other, almost each one of them. What they had done was they laid the spacer, the plywood spacer, in there and screwed it in from the bottom. And then they did that all the way around, of course. And then they came into the top. When they laid the top on, they put another screw in the top. Where are they? There's one. They put another screw in the top and screwed it down to the plywood. So that held it in, and it probably did a pretty good job, but as I said, the plywood started to separate, so now the top was kind of loose. What I did was I went back and strategically located the right spots. I think I've got about 4 down each side of the top, and I drilled all the way through and countersunk. And what I did was I drilled all the way through the plexiglass, the spacer, and this metal part right here, and I put a bolt through it and then ran a nut up on it and tightened it up tight. And I did that in 4 spots on each side, and then actually sandwiched the spacer and the plexiglass together with this metal strip so that it holds it more securely. I'm brushing some of this Loctite product, Extends Rust Neutralizer. I'm brushing it down into the cracks between the plexiglass and the pocket that it sits in hopes it will ultimately add some bit of protection against future rust. What I'm trying to do is really squish it down in there with the brush, get it down in as deep as I can into all the crack, and I'll go all the way around the roof line with this before I end up caulking it. Okay, I've cleaned out all the grooves and blown them out and vacuumed them out, and I went back through there and put that Extends down in all the cracks and worked it in real well. What I'll do now is I'll come back and take a layer of Phenacyl caulking, just a little caulk bead, and run it down this edge right here to fill those cracks and hopefully ward off any other leaks that might get in the roof line.